G'day YouTubers. For today's red beer reviews, I'm doing two beers as it was last time with my trusty glass water to cleanse the palate. And the two beers I'm doing today are Carlsberg, green, I think the full name's Green Label because they do elephant beer and other ones, and Bluetongue Premium Lager. I thought I'd do this one because not sure how long this is going to be around because its parent company got taken over by Foster's and no, sorry, its parent company took over Foster's and I have no idea how long it's going to be until it gets canned or if it will. I am not sure. So I thought for posterity, for preservation, or whatever you want to call it, I'd review it. And it was only $3 a stubby. Midland, a cheapo one. So I'll do the more obscure one first. Not a twister, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but you get that. Not much smoke, and I'll just do it. Two fingers of soapy head, and you probably can't see it because the quality of the web camera is shite, but a lot of carbonation. Anyway, the smell. You get big hit of malty, slightly hoppy kind of flavour. Sorry, smell. Anyway, that's what. Yeah, it's a bit more smell than most lagers I've reviewed. Anyway, taste test. Body's very watery, but very smooth, very clean, with a slight malty type, malty flavour, malt hops flavour. Yeah, very watery body, but not offensive. It is. Hmm. Um. There's a lot of carbonation, but it's not uh, terribly fizzy in flavour. If that makes sense, right? I don't get a big whack of fizziness. I've had this beer heaps of times. It's, I'd have to say, if it wasn't so expensive, I'd drink it a lot more. But another slurp, then I'll give it a rating. This is a very good beer. Very smooth, not terribly complicated. You can drink a lot of them. Excellent session beer. Mm. You do get a slight taste of bitterness on the back of your, on the palate. Um, yeah, I'll give this. I reckon this is a very, as my good friend Jez would say, but damn it, I always do that. Very solid beer. If they had this on tap, I've tried their other ones. I think they had Pilsner, and they used to just have a blue tongue lager on tap, which is oh beautiful on tap at the stingy little pub in Gosford. But yeah, excellent beer. I'll give this um hmm I'll give this a, a 7.5 out of 10. It will not blow your mind, but you won't be tipping it down the drain. It's very sessionable, very nice. Anyway, I'll catch you soon for part two of my review. G'day YouTubers, this is part two of my review, and I'm reviewing good old Carlsberg. Funny remark from a friend of mine said that, oh, everything that I've known that's ever drank Carlsberg likes soccer. I'm like, hey? Well, it makes sense. I guess in a roundabout way because they've ploughed millions to um into sponsoring teams and aligning itself with the general soccer culture, I guess. Same with Heineken and well, pretty much every other brewery in Europe. But seems Carlsberg in Australia gets the most association to the point where I even had it on tap at Hindmarsh Stadium, LA United's home ground, a month ago. Up the Reds. I know. I knew straight away this wasn't going to be a two-stop. They never are, which is a pain in the bum when you can't find a bottle opener. So I found out one night that I was drinking at a friend's house. Alright, decent pour. I'll let that settle down for a minute. This is probably actually, don't quote me on this one, but it was the guy who founded Carlsberg, the first guy to ever isolate a hop strain. Oh, sorry, yeast strain. Pardon, hops a plant. Um, yeah, the first ever person to, or whoever he hired, I'd imagine, to isolate a yeast strain, which we could all argue that was the beginning of brewing as we know it these days. You know, commercialised, standardised beers. Some people would argue that's a good thing. Some people would argue that's a bad thing. Personally, I'm in the latter camp. Sorry, former camp. That when you spend that much money on a beer, you expect consistency. I don't want to be buying a carton of Heineken and get an IPA because they can't get their shit down pat, you know, and make to the style I expect a European lager. So I think in some ways it has improved things, and it hasn't stopped innovation or the old beers like the IPAs and all the rest of it. So I don't understand, but then again, if you go and rate beer and other websites, lagers are the great Satan, which is a load of shit. I love lagers, and so does the rest of the world does. I would argue probably 9 out of 10 beers are drunk in this world tonight, any night of the week, will be lagers. So call it marketing or just it's a good style of beer. I would argue a bit of both. Anyway, You get a slight malty, hoppy smell. It's a lot more pronounced the hops than the malt, unlike the other beer, and it's actually quite good. And one finger ahead, and I'll just add one more slug of water before I taste this. Alright, better wrap this up. Oh man, once you taste it, you know it's got hops in it. For a lager, it gives you big fucking bang hops. Mm, that is a top notch lager. I don't know why it's not advertised or marketed more. I like this beer. And it's going to get better because it's now going to be brewed on contract by Coopers, which make excellent beers no matter what they do, pretty much. Set their curves clear, but I digress. So yeah, um, this is a really good beer. Um, on the hop profile and the character of the beer, I'll give this an 8 out of 10. It's a little bit better than the Blue Tongue, but both are excellent beers, and I recommend you, especially the Blue Tongue, which I have a gut feeling is going to be canned sooner or later in favour of VB. I like VB, but Blue Tongue shits all over it. Anywho, cheers and beers, and you all have a good night and be kind to each other. Bye.